Sponsorship deals can be exciting, but if you don't protect yourself properly, they can go very, very wrong. Unpaid invoices, usage rights you didn't expect, exclusivity traps, it happens all the time. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to protect yourself in every sponsorship deal. You'll learn what to look for before signing, how to negotiate fairly, and how to keep full control of your content and payments. And the good news is it takes less than 10 minutes per contract. For some background, I'm Brandon Pomerati. I'm the founder of Adhesive Media. We do sponsorship representation for over 150 YouTube channels and have helped them close over $18 million of sponsorships since starting the business in late 2022. On top of this, I've read over 200 different sponsorship contract templates from different brands across over 2,000 deals, so I definitely know a thing or two when it comes to protecting yourself in a sponsorship deal. Little disclaimer here, I'm not a lawyer and this video is not legal advice. It's based on my experience reviewing brand deals and common contract issues that creators face. As always, if you need legal advice tailored to your situation, always consult a qualified attorney. So first, let's talk about timeline. You pitch your channel to a brand, both you and the brand agree to a deal, and then you get a contract. Boom! 5 pages of legal terms. What the hell do you do? All you want to do as a creator is just sign it, get started with making the video, and get paid. But no. You've got to take your time. You want to read through it, maybe talk to a lawyer. But if you don't have the budget for a lawyer, what I'm going to show you in this video is how to use GPT and some terms that I'm going to explain to you in this video to effectively get through your contract and make sure that you are protected. So there's going to be 3 parts. First, I'm going to walk you through the main contract terms. There's going to be over 20 terms that I'm going to quickly define so that you understand what the main terms are and you're not left wondering what these mean. Second, we're going to go through a GPT prompt that you can use to analyze your contracts and let you know where are there places that you should ask the brand for revisions. I'm going to be giving you this GPT prompt on sponsorshiptoolbox.com, which is a free website. We don't even ask for your email. You can go on there and get the free resource. And then number 3, I'm going to give you some email examples to brands so that you know exactly how to ask for the changes that you want on the contract. So first things first, we're going to shift over to my computer and we're going to talk through the main contract terms. First off, can we appreciate I wore the white butternut for this video? I'm trying to look professional because we are talking about contracts today. Okay, so now we're going to go through the main terms. Make sure you get a pen and paper out so that you can take notes on this since we are going through all the main terms that you're going to need to know for your next sponsorship deal contract. So main terms of the contract, we've got 20 plus terms here. I believe it's 22. And I'm going to get through them. So easy ones here. So first we have the name of the term, we have a description of the term, which I'm going to go through, and then we have the red line likelihood, or we could even call it revision likelihood. This is how likely you are going to need to revise this term and give pushback. Some of them are high, some of them are medium, some are low. This is based on my experience on over 2,000 deals. So number 1 is sponsor name. This is the company that is paying you for the sponsorship. Usually they get it right. Creator name. This is the influencer's name. This is your name. Sometimes they're going to use a template and they put the wrong name, so just make sure they fix that. Next is number of ads. Like I mentioned, they might be using a template. They might put the wrong amount of ads in there. You want to make sure they fix it. The next is the length of the ad. So you may agree to a sponsorship with them and you think it's a 60-second YouTube sponsorship, and then you get the deal and there's 90 seconds on there. So make sure you're checking the length of the ad. And like I mentioned at the front, the GPT prompt that I'm going to give you is going to check for all of these things, and it's going to blow your mind on how it works. Next is the placement of the ad. So this is where the ad is in the video. This is another thing that a lot of people get wrong. You agree to do a mid-roll sponsorship. You think you could post in the first half of the video. Boom, on the contract, they say first 5 minutes of the video. So make sure you know the placement of the video, make sure it's agreed upon and it's the right thing in the contract. The next thing is additional deliverables. Do they make you use a hashtag? Do they make you call out the brand for the last 5 seconds of the video, the first 5 seconds of the video? Are they making you show a QR code on screen? Are you supposed to put a link in the pinned comments? What are all the additional deliverables? And are these all things that you're comfortable doing? Okay. Next is the campaign timeline. Rarely do we ever change this. It's basically the timeline for the ad. Usually they'll give you a month to post it in. Some brands will give you a week to post it in. So just make sure that's all hammered out. Next is a minimum view guarantee. So this is something that must be agreed on before you get the contract. If there is no minimum view guarantee agreed to, it should not be included in the contract. So make sure a brand is not sneaking in a view guarantee term in your contract. This basically requires you to hit a certain amount of views or else you've got to post a free ad for them. Next is a view guarantee timeline. timeline. So if you did agree to a view guarantee, how many days do you have to hit those views? Generally, it's 30 or 45 days. Next is the penalty for not hitting the view guarantee. So if you did agree to a view guarantee, and if you don't know what a view guarantee deal is, check out my video on pricing where I go through what view guarantee deals are. It's basically what happens when you don't hit that certain amount of views within the time frame that you've promised them. There's usually 3 options. One is you have to make a free make good video with the same integration. Number 2 is you have to make a make good video with a different integration. And number 3 is you can prorate your payment by the percentage below the view guarantee. I always recommend, if number 3 is available, make sure they put that in the contract, because you don't want a scenario where you hit 80% of the views and now you have to make another video. You'd rather just invoice for 80% of the amount and get the job done. Next is script and ad approval requirements. So this is basically whether the creator must submit an ad preview for the sponsor review. Most of the time the answer is yes, but you want to make sure, check out the approval deadlines and how many revisions are allowed to see how many days ahead of your content going live do you need to submit it to the brand. Sometimes they ask for like 2 weeks ahead, and a lot of times creators aren't ready for this. So make sure the amount of time that you need to submit it before the deal is there is something that you are comfortable with, okay? And the next is the number of edits that the sponsor can request. Another thing that you want to protect yourself, and this, you want to make sure they can only make 1 to 2 rounds of edits. You don't want unlimited rounds of edits, and make sure you say reasonable edits in there, okay? The next one is ad live duration, how long the sponsorship remains live on YouTube. Generally, it's 6 to 12 months. If they say indefinite, you probably want to push back and put 12 months on there. Exclusivity terms, this is a big one, okay? This is how long you cannot work with a competitor of the company. If a sponsor is sponsoring you one time, this term should not be longer than 30 or at max 45 days, okay? If they are sponsoring you multiple times, then it makes sense to have a longer term deal that locks you out with working with other companies. A lot of the time, you might want to charge a little bit more if they want 90 days exclusivity, because let's say you're working with a supplement company, now you can't work with any other supplements companies for that time frame of the exclusivity term. Write a reverse review tool basically says, during this exclusivity term, if you get a competing offer from a competing brand, then the brand that you got sponsored by has the opportunity to match that offer and get you that sponsorship. I'm not too opposed to this because I think it's better for creators to actually work with the same brands over and over. And so if they have the right to beat the contract, fine be it, they can do it. Usage rights. This is the big thing that everyone talks about, right? This is, does the brand have the right to use your content for either their organic social media or their paid media? For instance, you make a sponsorship on YouTube, it's 1 minute long. They take that content, they put it as a Facebook ad, and now they put money behind the Facebook ad. Do they have the right to do that? Do they have the right to repost your ad on their IG or on their YouTube or whatever it is? Or do they have the right to post your ad on TV, right? So make sure that your usage rights are buttoned up. And like I mentioned at the front, our GPT contract analyzer is going to check for all of that. That's coming up in the next section of this video. Next thing is the cancellation term. This is basically, can the sponsor cancel the contract early or not? Cancellation payment. What happens if they cancel it early? What happens? So basically what you want to do is, if they cancel it early, but it's before you made the content, like if they cancel it 7 days before, but you still haven't made the content, maybe they pay you 30% of the thing. What if they cancel it like X amount of days before, but you made the content, maybe they pay you half since you didn't have to publish it. But if you made it, it got approved the day before publishing, they say no, maybe you ask for 80% of payment. So make sure you protect yourself in this situation. Most of the time, it's just like they can't cancel within 30 days. If they cancel within it, they have to keep the ad. Okay, so that's usually what is most common. Solo product promotion. This is basically whether the contract requires that their product to be the only product that is featured in the video. Just make sure to check this. If you're the type of creator that has multiple ads per video, multiple sponsorships per video, you want to double tap on this. Most creators only do 1 sponsorship per video because it's going to be too much for the audience after, so not usually a huge deal here. And then payment terms, you want to make sure the payment terms they have in the contract is agreeable to you. Some brands will put like 90-day payment terms or 60-day payment terms, so try to get that down to 30 days or 30 days plus end of month is pretty standard in this industry. And the last thing is compensation. What's the agreed compensation per ad? Sometimes they mess it up if they're using an old template or something, but for the most part, brands will get this right and you won't need to revise this. Okay, so now that we've gone through the main terms, I'm going to reveal to you the GPT prompt that you can do to analyze your contracts. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is pull up the GPT prompt from sponsorshiptoolbox.com. Then I'm going to upload a contract to it, and we're going to analyze it together. So be ready for that right now. So now what I'm going to be showing you is how to use ChatGPT via a prompt that I'm going to give you to analyze your contract. Okay. So right here, I wrote a sample contract, 8-page contract between Heritage Meats Co. and the influencer in Schedule A, which the influencer's name is Rylan Park from Path of Precision. So it's all fake names. It's between a beef jerky company and an influencer. Okay. So we have all these terms here. So let's say you get this as a creator, you're like, what the hell? What does this all mean? Perfect. That's the situation. So first thing we want to do is we want to download this as a .docs and we want to add it to our desktop. Okay. So now I've got this on my desktop, and the next thing I want to do is let's go to sponsorshiptoolbox.com, GPT Prompt for analyzing contracts. And what I want to do is take this prompt right here, copy from the bottom to the top, boom, boom, boom. And I'm going to upload this, boom, into GPT. Okay. We're going to walk through this together. Basically what this GPT prompt is that you'll see in the sponsorship toolbox is first we upload the contract. It asks us the questions about what is everything that we'd agreed to with the brand. So we can compare that to the contract. Then it creates a table of all the terms, compares it to what we agreed to, and then it flags any concerns and helps you draft an email to the brand. This is unbelievable. Okay. So we're going to get here. Please upload the sponsorship contract. Boom. We did it as a .docs. And then let me know this. So I'm going to upload everything that I know. So brand name is Heritage Meats. Total number of ads is 1 ad. Price per ad is $3,500. Ad length is 60 seconds. Ad placement is mid-roll. Okay. Required deliverables. So this is just like link in description, QR code, and pinned comment. Cool. Timeline is August 2025. And then any promises made. I think there's no exclusivity, no usage rights. That's it. Okay. So that's everything we agreed to on the brand with email. So you want to check your email and then boom, I'm going to give it to this and it's going to start building out this table and it's going to say if things are matched or if there are problems. Okay. And this is where it gets really crazy. Sponsor name works. So it also tells you what each of these mean. Creator name, perfect, right? Number of ads. So we agreed to 1 matches. Okay. Length of ad. I said 60 seconds. 60 seconds is covered. Placement of ad. I said mid-roll. This one says mid-roll. It matches. Link placement. I said link in description and pinned comment. So this one says visible QR code on screen, verbal CTA twice, no mention of link and pinned comment. Okay, so the contract doesn't say that there's a link in description or pinned comment, but we agreed on it in email, so I don't need to redline this, so this is fine. Additional deliverable, QR code, verbal CTA twice, boom, mostly matches, pinned comment missing. Pinned comment is something extra that we'll do for them, so no problem here. Campaign timeline, so term starts August 1st, content due by campaign schedule, date not specified but implied in August, that's fine. Whether influencer must personally use product, boom, must be truthful, that's pretty standard. Whether it's required to have a kickoff or strategy call, it's not mentioned in the call, so no onboarding calls required, that's fine. Minimum view guarantee. We didn't agree to a 150K view guarantee within 30 days. Consider pushing back or adjusting terms. Boom, so it caught this because in the contract, as you'll see right here, there is a view guarantee term of 150,000 views, but we didn't agree to that in the email. And it's like, oh, we do all these make goods. So we didn't agree to that. So we need to redline that one for sure. View guarantee timeline, 30 days. We didn't agree to view guarantee. And penalty for not meeting it, we didn't meet a view guarantee. So these are all red lines, right? Script ad approval requirement says must get brand approval before going live within 2 rounds of revisions. That's fine. Approval deadline 2 days before. That's pretty reasonable. That's normal. Revisions allowed up to 2 rounds of edits. That's fine as well. But if these are things that you want to give pushback onto, you're going to write that to it. Okay. Ad live duration. It doesn't say anything. Maybe you want to make it clear to them, hey, we want to do 12 months. Usually that's fine for me. It's kind of implied 12 months. Exclusivity terms. It says no competing beef jerky or meat snacks throughout 90 days post publication. We said no exclusivity, so I need to give pushback to this because we agreed to no exclusivity. Right of first refusal, nothing here, so that's fine. Usage rights includes paid media, whitelisting, perpetual use across digital, TV, print, and podcast. It basically says they can use my ad everywhere, and we didn't agree to that. So that's something that we need to redline for sure. Okay. Cancellation term, pretty normal. 30 days notice, that's fine. Cancellation payment, pretty standard. So this is something. Can you have other sponsors in the videos? It says yes, this brand can be the only sponsor of the video. The thing is, I only do 1 sponsorship per video, so this is fine. If I needed to do multiple sponsorships, I could redline it. Okay. And then what do we get paid? It's saying you get paid $4,500, but we agreed to $3,500. So I think they actually overpaid me here. We always want to be honest, so let's make sure we fix things there. And then compensation, $4,500, 30 days payment is fine. So we got to make sure we fix these. Okay. So here are the mismatches. Here's what we need to do. Next steps. Do you you want to push back on any of the following, it'll help you write an email. Okay, so yes, please push back on, we want to push back on usage rights. They can't use our content. Exclusivity, view guarantee, exclusive sponsorship. I'm not going to push back on because it's okay if they're the only sponsor of the video, and then payment amount. And now we're in step 3 where this is now going to write the email for us to send to the brand. It's writing an email to the brand of what we want. Okay, what do we really want on these terms? It's possible that the email is wrong, so we got to do this. So what I want to make sure here is there's a couple things. If you don't have a lawyer, I actually don't recommend redlining their contract. Instead, I would recommend sending it over email what you want changed and having them redline it. Or you can work with an agency like Adhesive Media, where we've done this so many times and we can actually redline their contracts. We redline brands' contracts because we get through so many, you want to save them time, but you as an individual creator should just write it over email and have them redline it and throw it back in the GPT and make sure it's fixed. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make some revisions to the email. So number 1, we're not going to redline the contract. We must ask them to redline it. Please let them know per term what section they're in so they can fix it. Okay, usage rights. So here it says, I like to limit usage rights to 12 months on organic channels. Anything paid will require a separate agreement. So this one, I want no usage rights, not even on organic channels. Okay. Exclusivity, we aligned on no exclusivity, so I've proposed a lighter 7-day window. So exclusivity, you're gonna give even more on that. You can say I'm okay with 7 days exclusivity. So 7 days is fine. It means you can't work with a competitor in 7 days. That's normal. Boom. See what GPT gives to you, right? Thanks for signing an agreement. Looking forward to working together. I review the contract. There's a few terms I like to align. I've listed them below. Usage rights, section 10. We agree to no usage rights, including organic posting. Please remove that license in full. Exclusivity, I'm good with 7-day exclusivity window after the video goes live. Please adjust this. Okay. Or you can say I can't do 90 days exclusivity unless you want to do more deals. You can edit the email like that. View guarantee, I don't provide guaranteed view amounts. I'm happy to make a strong effort in performance, but I like this clause removed. We had agreed on 3,500 flat rate. So this is how the GPT can help you. It goes through the entire contract. It helps you push back. And if there's different ways that you want to phrase it, you can always put it in your words and adjust it based on that. This is how you can protect yourself in a deal. It's not the craziest thing. It's just about what did you agree to and what are you comfortable with versus what did the brand put in the contract. And then you have this amazing tool on sponsorshiptoolbox.com to help you to get that done. You might be wondering, hey Brandon, now I know how to protect myself in a deal, but I've got to get a deal first. So if you're wondering how to get your first deal, check out the video below, the ultimate beginner's guide to landing your first sponsorship deal. It has everything in there from setting up your pitch to closing the deal. And last thing here, if you've gotten value from this video, like I mentioned earlier, I don't sell any courses. I don't sell any books. I have nothing to sell you here. And everything I mentioned is free on sponsorshiptoolbox.com. We don't even ask for your email there. So the least I could ask for, and what would mean the world to me if you could subscribe to this channel. We're looking to hit 1,000 subscribers by September 30th, 2025. So it would mean the world if you could subscribe. Thank you again for watching this video, and we'll be back next week with another video.